Hello and welcome to Moving Iron Podcast After the Bell with Chip Nellinger. Chip, kind of quiet today out there in the markets, but what do you see? What kind of action do you see out there?
Yeah, pretty quiet. We had a choppy day. Wheat still has a little bit of action in it. So the funds, are still coming out of some short positions. We've had a nice run, so that's probably being met with a little bit of farmers selling lightly as we're at higher levels. And so wheat kind of has been the leader for a few days here and was again today, chopped around. We traded 5-6 lower at one point in wheat and found some buying and ran them, 4, 5, 6 higher in the Kansas City. Ended up kind of mixed here, down a couple cents in Chicago wheat, up a couple in Kansas City wheat. The Kansas crop tour is still ongoing, so for a couple more days here. So the market's going to watch those remarks on a daily basis. They've been finding a lot, obviously, drought stress, and so more rain's needed. Mixed bag, though. Some areas have pretty good yield potential. Other areas obviously have been hurt more by the drought. So that strength in the wheat kind of spilled over and helped the corn market out. We put another new high in, 421, but closed them just about a half to 3/4% lower in corn. Corn and wheat are kind of tied at the hip right now, so as long as wheat stays firm, even in spite of a lot of planting activity across the corn belt, the corn market's holding it together. Beans bucked the trend. They were lower. They ended up 10 to 12 lower. Still a little bit of nervousness about this China trade issue. We're in the middle of some meetings and between U.S. representatives and Chinese representatives, and so the market's a little bit fearful that there won't be a resolution or it won't maybe be resolved as quick as what is hoped. So a little bit of pressure on the bean market today. Cattle kind of chopped around as well, closed down a little bit, pretty quiet in cattle. It's been like that for 3 or 4 weeks where we just slop around during the week and we wait till cash trades on Friday. I would suspect that cash is going to trade unchanged, maybe a touch better. And so, again, maybe Friday or Monday, we'll see a little better strength in this cattle market once we get a flavor for what the cash market's going to do. But other than that, overall, pretty quiet day here. We'll see how the end of the week shapes up, and if these funds want to continue to buy all the way into the end of the week on the grain side, at least the corn and the wheat side, that's going to be a key. When they stop, we'll probably have a little bit of a back and fill and a little bit of correction lower in corn and wheat, but pretty strong performance so far for the last couple of weeks in the corn and the wheat market. Pretty impressive.
So we had the first real bout of strong spring storms roll through, Kansas and into probably up into Iowa and Illinois and in those areas, and it's supposed to have another chance today. And when you talked to yesterday, any customers you had that said they may have seen some adverse effects of some tornadoes and stuff that went through there?
Yeah, that's a mixed bag, right? So over here, we got a lot of guys that are finishing up planting in parts of Illinois, Indiana. They kind of need a rain. It's raining right now. I don't know if you can see it through the window here. So we're getting some rain here. That's well received, because if all your corn's in the ground, we got a lot of people that they're done with corn and bean planting. We're supposed to get some rain tonight, tomorrow. Nice 3/4 of an inch, maybe 8/10 of an inch, just what the doctor ordered. Obviously, if you're in the Northwest Corn Belt and you've had 12 hours or 24 hours of running, rain is not really what you need right now. Trying to get seed in the ground. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag depending on where you're at. And we'll see. But there has been a fair amount of planning progress made. The market's going to watch next Monday afternoon on that planning progress report to get a gauge of just how far, that northern corn belt kind of is the key. The Dakotas, Minnesota, and to a lesser extent Iowa is the bullseye right now. So they need to get some corn in the ground and catch up a little bit here the next couple of weeks, or it's going to start, helping support the corn market even more than it is.
Yeah. Well, once they get to planting, it doesn't take very long. So hopefully it goes things without too much more issue. So, Chip, if they want to continue this conversation with you, how would they get a hold of you?
Best way is just call our office, 309-550-7213, and we'd be happy to talk to you.
That sounds good, man. So till tomorrow, We'll talk to you then.
All right. Thanks a lot.
All
Have a
right.
good evening.
Thanks, Chip.